Black History Month. Black. My skin is not the color of your soul, nor is it like a starless and moonless sky, nor is it like the coal that keeps steam engines burning, nor is it like the ink that you sign important documents with. Black British was invented by the white man. Boxes you take that fail to define a somewhat complex concept. Colors we associate ourselves with, wrapped in centuries of corporate indifference. Simple coded symbols, painting continents with the stroke of a brush. White is virtue and black is sin. That would be a great way for a poem to begin. If you could be a color, what color would you be? If I was a color, I would be anything but black. The Western canon guilty of patriarchal prejudice. Othello is the greatest Shakespearean character, no riffraff. A play of passions, the color of aggression, the visual muse for artistic expression, the black keys of a grand piano locked in between the white. Black, then black, then black, then black goes the soulful melodies of southern blues. Is there any soul in British grime? And if so, what kind? It was the black music and black influences that fumed the flames of the London riots. Truth or lie? Soul music comes from the soul. The music draws it from the private into the public, from a state of darkness into the light. Darkness is not blackness. The latter questions the existence of light. Why do you act so black? Why do you act so dark? I was once accused by a girl on the bus of being a Bounty chocolate bar. Yes. Dark chocolate or milk chocolate, a particular one wasn't actually specified. I didn't bother to ask which one because I was too preoccupied with how much the assault hurt me on the inside. The pain moved underneath the ribcage, climbed upon the seat of my affections and coughed up a conclusion. Black equals swag. Blackness dresses like this and talks like that. Blackness eats like this and thinks like that. In that case, could we safely work out the racial identity of Eminem or Plan B? Black equals secretly we are gay. Black folk on the down low, strictly tops who burn in their ancestors' lusts and have taboos as big as their ego. Torso photos with the fear of being exposed. The black agent is seductive and erotic, deeply infective. Blackness redefining everything that it touches. Once you go black, you never go back. Once you're born black, you can't go back. Your father told me that there's no such thing as a gay black man. Such a phrase was an oxymoron. His pride failed to make him colorblind. What pride do I have in a country where my fellow countrymen mistake me for being a Ghanaian? What pride do I have in a what pride do you have in a country somewhat renowned for its juju and occultism? Thank God for the white man and the light he brings. Colonialism was the ugly oyster shell, but the gospel came in. I cradle a heavy nation, the land of the super eagles. Fela Kuti cries in Imo State, hometown Owerri, and the markets pay attention. It's black, it's white, it's hard for you to get by. I'm black, I'm white, sometimes it's hard for you to get by. History. I'm tired of talking about Martin Luther King. As great a man as he is, I'm sure he'd be tired too if he was us. The toil of our legacy, bound by fable controversies, haunted by the ghost of social inferiority. Just because I haven't read Charles Dickens doesn't automatically mean that I'm intellectually inferior. A person measured not by his knowledge of Homer, but by the content of his character. White man, spare me not your charity or demoralizing pity. We are the mighty men and women that Martin Luther King Jr. prophesied. We are the sons and daughters of the black American dream. We are the black revolution that they warned you about. The unstoppable force of scientists, manufacturers, musicians, doctors, architects, lawyers, artists, accountants, mathematicians, builders greater than any Freemasonry. Athletes that break records and set records. Fela cries in Imo State. To focus on the correlation between Usain Bolt and the African origin of the slave trade is typically Western. Genetics is the contributing factor but not the decisive one. Greatness is not born but bred. Idris Elba shines in Nufa. Femi Oke, Michael Kiwanuka, take me home again. Deliver me to the place where you don't get called a cannibal for eating with your hands. Take me to where food tastes like food and music sounds like music. The spicy warmth of pepper soup, the sweet taste of festival. The hypnotic tunes of lovers rock, the uplifting sounds of sweet mother. Let me see the beautiful black women. 1,000 natural visions, free from the burdens of makeup and high heels and weave. Women who are not afraid to wear their hair bushy. Yes, I said it. Black beauty that is not torn away from the image of the galloping horse. Beauty that is fairer and deeper and richer than Helen of Troy. Take me to the night where we can dance to the beat of the drummer boy. Schoolboys used to dance around me like a group of drummer boys at the sound of my name. I question the American, the European and the Caribbean. Black boys with the same name as a white man, but they take the mickey out of me just the same. I won't know it, 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 I won't. The foreign name in a foreign tongue is melodic and exotic, calling out to the past. But whose past? Whose record of events? Our parents hiding ancient treasures from us, their children, a black iron wall drawn across their secrets. I wonder what mum and dad were doing at 19. So should I carry on because it's quite long?
Yes.
Okay? Cool. Our parents hiding ancient treasures from us, their children. A black iron wall drawn across their secrets. I wonder what mum and dad were doing at 19. By the amount of affection they showed each other, I question how I was ever conceived. Were we adopted? How do you reply when someone asks, like, where do you come from? Like, I come from God. Yeah, but where do you come from? Like, it's not about where you're from. It's about where you're at. Yeah, but on a serious level, where do you come from? Like, you're waiting for me to say that we will come from Africa. Displaced children of the motherland, that Jesus was black and Adam and Eve had an afro. Typical. You broke up with a guy who kept calling you his sexy nigga in the bedroom. You tweeted, what would Malcolm do? WWMXD. Everyone followed you but me. My attention and intention was elsewhere. I was too busy preparing to make a movie with Spike Lee. Yeah. We sat down in a meeting with the Warner Bros. Company saying, this Malcolm X movie is going to be longer than a JFK movie. This is how we should approach our history. To know where you're going, you need to know where you're coming from. We resolved to do justice with our past. We resolved to make new history, destiny, month. And on the 31st day, our fella Kuti passed away. 31 days from cradle to a grave where we now lie lamenting. If October is the month for black history, then the rest is reserved for the white. Assumptions based upon the mechanics of color, yin and yang, wrong and right. Before you can even begin to divulge in their heritage, it's already the 29th day, and plus you've got that assignment of 4,000 words due at week 5. Where is the time? Why must my history remain chained in the shackles of 31 days? With whitewashed brains, we overlook the silent suffering we harbor. On the inside, we cry silent tears for our fella. Your mind takes you to Lagos, where a minion lament at his death in an upper room, an African shrine inscribed, we are every second of every minute, of every hour, of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year. I had a dream. I had a dream that our fella had died, but hadn't died. I had a dream where we were all dressed up in black, minding our own business, still sore from the pain of his death. When we noticed from a distance that the rock of his tombstone had been rolled open, we ran, yes, you and me. We ran through the plantation and approached the tomb. The voice of resurrection thundered from within its murky shadows. Close your eyes and chant the prayer. Raise your fists and strike the air. I am every second of every minute, of every hour, of every week. I am every second of every minute, of every hour, of every week. I am every second of every minute, of every hour, of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year.